Sleeping Dogs is a movie directed by Roger Donaldson, and it's also the debut of Sam Neill and his first movie role that would cement him as a bit of a star. You know, later you get Jurassic Park and stuff like that 20 years later. Well, this one, he plays Smith. He's a man who just wants to sort of get away from everything, so he trades his car for a boat and is able to shack up on an island. And he gets a dog too, and he sort of just takes care of the place. He lives on his own. However, the country is going through some sweeping reform and becoming a little bit like a dictatorship. So he's immediately arrested for no reason, mainly because he's got weapons and bombs and stuff that are like his own stuff, but they considered him to be a sort of revolutionary, so they want to exile him from the country and have him sign a confession and be a patsy. However, he escapes and he starts getting connected to the real revolution and basically gets involved in their sort of stuff, but they sort of rope him into being a revolutionary because he's using their safe houses and stuff, and he's basically trying to just stay out of it politically, but he can't. So the first 2/3 of this movie are really good, but the third act slows down quite a bit, but it's still a really interesting sort of movie. There's a lot of like running around and code words, like in one battle after another. There really seems to be enemies on all sides, and you don't really get a sort of scale of how big the revolutionary group is or how big the government is, but Smith basically is just, he's a man trying to just sort of just survive in all this conflict, and it's a really interesting movie. It does slow down in the third act, but there's still a lot here, and Sam Neill gives a great performance as well as a few others, so I give Sleeping Dogs a 7 out of 10.